I almost kind of feel like this is just another indication that Candace Owens has really lost it and has hit the bottom of the barrel. She's been promoting this like this was going to be full of huge,
She
devastating
took a week
revelations.
off to prepare for this. For this is what
Wow.
you took a week off? Like, are you kidding me?
She really just she doesn't have any more rabbits to pull out of the hat. You just have to I have to think that George Farmer, her husband, has tried to talk to her. I guess he hasn't made any progress, but you got
No.
to.
Anyway, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Nope. She's done. I didn't think she was going to be done. Oh, there you are. Woo, you came back right at the right time because she just
Well,
finished.
I can't believe
Woo.
that's it.
Dude, that
Fuck,
was the biggest
dude.
letdown I've ever seen in my life. Maybe what we
That's
should do in the
so
future.
disappointing, dude. That was I just have to say that is such a disappointing letdown. Well, I think what is so crazy disappointing about it is that this was the first episode of this really controversial, seemingly controversial series. And I can't believe that she did not organize this better so that she was leading with her most compelling information. I'll tell you, like, I used to be an English professor, and I would always tell my students, whether we're talking about creative writing, if you're writing a novel or short story or a research paper, what you want to do, or even making a YouTube video, what you want to do is you want to start with some of your most compelling information. You want to hook your viewers, right? You want to hook your readers.
Yeah.
And I'm really shocked that she started with such a completely non-compelling set of information here, such as it is. I mean, what did she tell us? She basically told us that there were some paperwork errors in Erika Kirk's family's history, and that Erika Kirk's distant ancestors, great grandmother or whatever, that they were involved in some low level like lottery scams and some minor crime. Like, this is really it. I almost kind of feel like this is just another indication that Candace Owens has really lost it and has hit the bottom of the barrel. She's been promoting this like this was going to be full of huge, devastating
She took a week
revelations.
off to prepare for this. For this is
Wow.
what you took a week off? Like, are you kidding me?
Wow. Well, I have to say to our audience, like, I'm sorry that I even promoted this because I thought it was going to be more interesting, but I guess
Yes.
it's kind of a good object lesson though for people that she really she doesn't have any more. I think that's basically
No, she's so.
what this is showing us here, which is
Yeah.
good. I mean, it's good. It's
Sure.
good. It's like I was saying, earlier, people were asking me why I decided to drop the series that I was going to work on about her. And it's like, well, when I announced that series in November, Candace was a huge threat and a huge phenomenon.
She was.
And what's happened now is that she has been completely debunked, at least among people with half a brain, and she's really just she's really lost her her appeal. And again, she's out of rabbits to pull out of the hat. It's really gosh, I have to think that George Farmer, her husband, has tried to talk to her. I guess he hasn't made any progress, but you gotta know that George has sat down with her and has said, honey, we need to get out of this. And look, my one of my friends was saying, well, he doesn't care because he's worth hundreds of millions. No, let me tell you something. George Farmer's family might be worth a lot of money, but George Farmer himself is not worth a lot of money. And let me just say that also when we talk about those old time European families, a lot of that money is tied up in trust, it's tied up in estates. And I can guarantee you that George Farmer's family hates Candace. And I know
sure they
this
do.
because his father-in-law is one of the biggest pro-Zionists in Great Britain, and his father and her father-in-law, I should say, George Farmer's dad, he came out and he gave a public statement months ago disavowing Candace Owens and talking about how ashamed and embarrassed he was of her. And so Candace Owens is not going to be getting her little hands on the Farmer fortune anytime soon. And so I just have to think, I guess what I'm saying is George Farmer married Candace Owens when she was an up and coming giant rising star celebrity, wonderkin type. and that was the fantasy that he was marrying, and to see how that fantasy has deflated. Now you've got a woman, I don't care that she gets millions of views, she is going to be borderline bankrupted by the time these lawsuits are done with her, whether we're talking about TPUSA if they file one, or the Macrons. And so George Farmer has got to be beside himself at the way that she has squandered the fantastic luck that she has had over the years. And Candace Owens also would not, let's get real here, she would not have become the giant phenomenon that she is if she had not entered the scene of podcasting at just the right moment, when there was an absence of attractive, articulate, Black right-wing YouTube personalities. And she started off in 2016, when she decided that she was going to flip almost overnight from the left to the right. Yeah. She started off as Red Pilled Black on YouTube. That was her name, Red Pilled Black, and just started off just doing what I'm doing, like talking informally from her bedroom, basically. And she took off because there were basically no other Black women, attractive, articulate Black women on the right doing podcasting. And so, of course, if there's a giant vacuum, it would be like if there were no right-wing women and I started doing a right-wing woman's show. Well, of course, I'm going to explode. I'm going to be huge. And by the way, one of the things that made her huge was that Charlie Kirk met her and said, wow, this woman is really eloquent. We need a really smart, eloquent African-American Black woman on the right. And so he hired her to work for him, to work for TPUSA. He gave her her start. But I absolutely do not think that if Candace were starting out right now, that she would be competitive in this really tight, difficult YouTube podcasting market.
No way.
She absolutely wouldn't be. And this is also, this is why it's important to be early. It's important to be first. Joe Rogan, he's another one who, I'm sorry, he's overrated. I don't say that with like sour grapes or whatever. Good for him that he started early, but he's entirely overrated. And the only reason I think that he is so massively successful is because he started doing celebrity podcasting before anyone else had started it. And so now, every celebrity and their dog has a podcast or a YouTube channel. But back when Joe Rogan started it, he was a mixed martial arts celebrity. Back when he started doing it, like 15 years ago or whatever, you didn't have hardly any people doing podcasting or celebrities, certainly. And so he got in the door, he got his foot in the door early on. And of course, it takes intelligence and foresight to do that, to see those trends. But that's what's happened with Candace. And so I really do think that even though she still gets millions of followers, I think that her career really is at an all-time low, and I do think the writing is on the wall for her. And so now she's just sort of desperately pulling whatever minor rabbits out of the hat she can. But this was a shockingly disappointing start to this controversial series.
Yeah, it's insane. Look, it's another nothing burger from Candace Owens. No shock there. Candace continues to just basically talk out of her ass for an hour and then hope that people buy it, and they do, and it's unfortunate. And I think that the promotion of her by YouTube is also disgraceful and disgusting. And to allow her chats, how come her chats work perfectly fine? How come her super chats work perfectly fine? But all these other creators are having problems today. It's not a coincidence. It's weird. And I'm just, I don't know. I continue to pray for Erika and her children. I can't imagine what they're going through already. And then this on top of it is just insane.
And I see somebody said here, the chat's broken. Eric David Artis. Well, and you brought out this point here that everyone is having trouble with their chats today. You were saying that Pop Culture Crisis is having a problem, but Candace has no issues. And I think once again, it goes to what Tim was saying about how everyone else has gotten so many slapdowns, demonetizations, and videos pulled and reprimands and everything for content that's not nearly as edgy or defamatory as Candace's content, yet she gets a free pass. It's almost like Candace is the MK Ultra plant.
I think we should do a series about this. I think what we need to do is really just, lock down, shut down for a week and do the series. I think that's actually it.
We need to learn everything that we can about Candace Owens' great-great-grandmother.
Yes, the family tree, actually. We need to look into that and her parents. And then we need to conclude with nothing. I think that's really the best move for us.
Well, y'all, this was once again disappointing. Once again, she sucked me back in with false promises. I keep telling myself and all of you that I'm not going to watch or stream another Candace Owens show. And then she'll put some promo together and it's shocking and revelatory. And then you watch it and they just seem to get more and more limp after a while. So anyway, but our links are below. Olivia's, check out her channel. She's been covering a lot of different pop culture and political topics. And so you can find her links below. Make sure to go to her page and her YouTube and subscribe. And I will be back with more on other topics.